Alright, this one I think is gonna like pretty much be about police officers and the First Amendment honors. Because I just got done watching a video and like the First Amendment honors are a good fucking thing because it's good. Like, they're the personal. That's the, Minutemen of the people. Um, but I have a problem with the police officers because I just got to watch their video. I don't want to name it. Um, but I know. But he was standing in front of a hotel and some lady came out and was talking to this and all, and the cops came by and it's like and I watched a few other videos about police officers talking because they got the body cam, so and they're talking to other people. They Police officers do not want to check people that call them down to deal with the First Amendment honors because they feed their ego boost. All right, they call them to come down and place Captain Save at home and deal with people that actually know their rights, because the people that know their rights actually makes their job harder. All right, because they can't just move their weight around. They can't use their badge to push people around. They can't fucking threaten, intimidate with their fucking gun and all that. Um, and yeah, this video. I mean, I've seen a lot of videos, and these cops are not happy to have to educate people that call them. I mean, you think of it as like an ego god complex, fucking all that, and the people that call and make technically false police reports are pretty much doing a sacrifice on the altar, like for the piggy god, and then the god comes and gets to fucking take the sacrifice, but because the sacrifice fights back, he can't get fed, and now he has to do it, and now because like the sacrifice knows a little bit about the law, the ritual, he's able to turn the fucking piggy god against the people that first called them, and now the god has to destroy his followers instead of getting the people that are not the followers. And that's pretty much how I look at the police officers are peacekeepers. There, I mean, I am probably one of like the few that actually like. I mean, I don't care for the police, but I do think the qualified immunity needs to stay. But I do think it needs to be looked over and revamped on how it runs and how it protects people. It's no different than what's that diplomatic immunity. That needs to be fucking abolished. I think just because you're the mayor does not mean and you're the son of the mayor or this or that. And you come to America and you do something bad. Well, my dad is da da da. That's no. Knock that off. Um, but it's the same thing with the qualified immunity for police and all that. I do think because of certain scenarios that cops get put into, and yes, adrenaline and frustration and just quick on the draw. I mean, it's kind of like a small fucking. It's like practice round for military. Going through the battle, but they're still going through it. I don't know why military doesn't really have it. I mean, I don't think they do. I just don't remember the name of it. But I mean, I do think because cops do get put into certain scenarios, they do need something that covers their ass because shit happens. I'm not saying it's great. I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying shit happens. All right, when you're kicking down a door and doing this because you hear a kid's in trouble or a drug lab's here or this or that or a school shooting, you gotta be like quick. But I do think like they have to be. I do think they also have like a Rambo Like cops have a Rambo complex. They think they're all Rambo when they're not. Like more like Mister Rogers. Um, so they get like a little bumped up. Like, oh, let's go kick down the door. Let's get on. And they lose track of it. They get that hero complex fucking problem. Um, and a lot of cops get fucking dirty. I mean, I think there's more dirty cops than good cops, but I think most of the cops, they're me, they're whatever, they're mid. They haven't really been tainted either way, good or bad, in a matter of speaking. And unfortunately, the good cops, they're good cops that aren't looking for ego complex. They're not looking for this. They're not looking for that. They actually want to serve and protect the people. And be looked at like God, what is that name? What is his name? He's got a lot of tattoos. He's a really good cop. I can't remember his name, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people out there know who I'm talking about. Shaved head, looks, excuse me, if I'm Mexican or something. Has a lot of tattoos. I like how he talks. He speaks. He calls out he calls out good cops and bad cops. He wants his um, profession to be respected by the people that he serves. It's no different than government officials, post office, police officers. Like they serve the people because the people pay the tax. The people are the ones that taxes are what funds the police department and pays their paycheck. that they end up paying taxes on, so that gets they're also kind of paying themselves as well. And I mean, humans suck, and we need somebody that keeps the animal part of the human race in line, and that's what they do. Drug addicts, criminals, like I mean, we're trying to build a safe society. Can't ever get away from crime and the twisted side of mankind, but we're trying to like better the world, and that's what I think the First Amendment auditors are doing. Yeah, you probably got a lot of them out there that are just making these videos and all this shit. I mean, for a lawsuit. Um, and some of them might be, and if they are, well, that says a little bit more about because even if you are doing the First Amendment audit, to get the lawsuit, that means there has to be grounds for you to get a lawsuit. That means there has to be some crooked cuffs that disrespects your fucking your rights and not be professional. And it has to be lucrative, to go back and do it again. And that you get mad at First Amendment auditors because they're just going out there to make a paycheck. Go sue somebody. But if you fix the department, the First Amendment auditors wouldn't have a reason to go down there and record them and get them in their hot spot and to get paid. So it all boils down still from the police department. If they fix their shit, there would be no reason for First Amendment auditors to go down there. Watch TV. Hold on. Alright, how do I get my little one? Something to eat. But First Amendment auditors and all that. Yeah, oh yeah, there'd be no reason for First Amendment auditors to. Sorry, we got a bug problem. There'd be no reason for the First Amendment auditors to go down there. And I mean, I've already thought about the whole. I've actually thought about the police department, the courthouse, family court, jail, rehab, all these organizations. I mean, I've also been on the crime end of the thing. I've also been in the drug thing. Got a pretty clean record. I think I have a couple things on there. And I mean, I would love to fucking, JD DeLay, and a few others. I wouldn't mind, because, I mean, he's a little bit older and he's been in the crime world a lot heavier than I am. And that goofy looking fucker as well. I wouldn't mind fucking hearing their fucking input, along with a few others' input, about my thought processes when it comes to the courts and jail and how they run and the rehabs and all that. I mean, see if I could push some of my ideas on them and see what they think. Play some ping pong with some ideas. Because I do think the jail system definitely needs to be cracked down on. But I mean, yeah, like I'm gonna take some stuff away, but then I'm gonna add other stuff. If you go to jail, I want you to like not want to go there. All right. But if you do go there, I want to make sure you don't come back. Like that's my goal and my idea with jail and all that. I don't want you to go, but if you do, I'm gonna make sure you don't come back. That you do better. Bring back to fucking school. And and GED thing. I mean, honestly, and get rid of the GED thing. I mean, like, give them a high school diploma. Like, I don't know why. Like, oh, because you didn't go to high school, you don't get a high school diploma. I mean, it has the same weight, so I don't know why you don't just give them a high school diploma. But bring back the high school diploma. Bring back the library, and stuff like that. But I mean, other stuff definitely would take it away, like commissary. Definitely be feeding them a little bit better food. I mean, I'm not, inhumane, but you don't get commissary. You're not getting Twinkies and shit like that. You don't get nice sneakers. You're not like care packages. They can put money on your books, to write letters and all that shit. But I don't think you need tablets and game systems and all that shit. Your comfy stuff is going to be in the nice books and computers that are in the library that you can go use to help educate yourself, and whether you want to focus on law and do this and all that, or maybe get your kids, right in your back. But yeah, but I definitely do want to like change the whole system. I don't want to change it, but that's the problem. I think people that actually want, from what I've actually come to learn, from people that actually want to get into the system to actually change it, they typically get fucking pushed out, um, and or deballed if you're male. Um, but yeah, because I don't think the system really wants the people that actually call the shots. I don't think they want to change shit. They like how it is. It's completely fine. Like unfortunately, I mean, it's a hard reality, but death, crime, war, sorrow, that makes money. Happiness, joy, tears, peace, that doesn't make money. I mean, it's no different than why they call it merchant of death. You make money off of people's sorrow. You don't make money off of making people happy. You don't. Um, I mean, gambling. I mean, like that's a bad fucking thing. But you look at it, sports. It makes a lot of money, but it also makes you waste a lot of your time on what? A game, a football game that you played in high school and junior high and as a kid. What does it do for society? Besides make a lot of money for the top people. But I mean, and jails are a pyramid scheme. They're very corrupt. I mean, I think JD Delay actually talked about this about how you got government official, COs and OPs of the prison. Not the criminals, but the people, the guards. They're helping criminals get stuff in there, knowing that's illegal. But I mean, I make money. But isn't that kind of what the criminals say? Oh, I need to make money. We'll go get a job. That takes too long. I can go make a fucking hundred, a good fucking bag right now. So I mean, I never really think society and the ugly side of the world that most people don't want to realize that's there. We definitely need to have a talk. Um, I definitely do think the fucking prison and the government and all the programs, rehab. I think that's another one. I mean, we could. I'm not saying it has to change because it works for people when it comes to rehab. I'm not saying it has to change because it does work for people. But I do think that the organization needs to be more open to the fact that that does not work for everybody. And I know that goes along with the exception because technically the program does help more people than it doesn't, but it doesn't help everybody. And don't get mad because that your way doesn't help them. It didn't help them, but they want to get clean. They want to get their life back. They just don't want to do it your way, and it doesn't work for them. And that's fine. I mean, if you're still wanting the end game, the end goal of getting clean and getting your life back, how does it really matter? I mean, does it really matter how they get it? I mean, if you can help them, do this, do that, stay clean, don't relapse, get a good, support group. But I don't have to have a support group like yours. As long as it brings me support and helps me stay clean and stay focused, then what's the problem? Oh, because you didn't do the meetings that I want you to do. So I don't want to sit around and circle jerk and fucking talk about drugs that I did back in the day. And that's me. It's like sitting in a cesspool of where I was and the pain I was going through and the shit I was going through and the drugs and all that. It's like you're just festering in it instead of getting out of it, and experience life. That's how I look at rehab. I can't do the fucking circle jerk and fucking talking about your feelings and everything you went through. Because my thought process and how I come to understand drugs and how they affected it didn't fit in rehab. I did a whole full group with Tacoma Pure Sky Alliance, and I mean it was a good group. I love Steve, and a lot of people were in there. Um, and it wasn't for me, but go try them out. I mean, if you want to get clean, they will definitely help you. I mean, help you. Um, and they're pretty real with there. I like them, but it wasn't me, you know. Um, so yeah, I don't know what exactly what I actually said so far and where I could really go, kind of like drawing blanks, but this pretty much has to do with the court system, the criminal system. Which on another note, I came to look up family court. Did you like? There is no. statute of perjury in family court because it's not a criminal case. You can actually lie in family court. There's no statute of perjury. You can lie in court if it's family court. Like it doesn't say exactly that, but anyone with a brain can read and understand that's what they're meaning. And for me personally, I agree with it because I mean I've gone through family court, I've gone through CPS, DCYF. They are a joke. They cause more problems for your kids than they help. Um, the CPS workers are manual reporters and they could fucking help out fathers, but they don't. They spin a good game on being there for both parents and wanting the best for the kid, but no, especially seeing that. No offense, but seeing that most caseworkers in CPS and DCYF are females, and no offense to any guys in there that work for these organizations, but you have no balls. You become ballless once you become working for CPS and DCYF. The whole organization is feminizing against men. Like there is nothing about like, oh, this is for the kids and like the best thing. Like no, like CPS is not random like that. And on top of that, somebody can make a false allegation on you. They can come check it out, but that's where it ends. If it comes to be something, then they can fucking look more into your life. But if it comes to being not true, they leave your life, but they don't check in on the person that made the false claim. And that's something like you don't fuck around with. That's why I have a hard time calling CPS on people that I think should have CPS call them because I know how CPS is. Like I don't wish like CPS on my worst enemy. Like that's not. I mean, not something I wish on somebody. CPS back in the day when I was little. I mean, my mom got CPS called on us. CPS back then was a lot more respectful. A lot more respectful. I mean, I wish I could deal with that CPS. Um, I've also done down the hospital, along with every other organization I've thought about. Revamp fucking DCYM CPS, bring those together. I think DCYM should. I think it should build like a focal point on the nuclear family where it has a two-man team, which is a man and woman. I do think the man should take the main lead. I do think honestly we should start talking to the adults out here like they're adults. Stop with sugarcoating. Stop with playing games. Stop asking multiple questions. The same question multiple ways. Um, be real with them because they know. I mean, the parents know. I don't care how like you're from CPS. Oh, you're here to take my kid. No, I'm not here to take your kid if I don't have to. All right, I can if I want to, but I'm here. I'm not here to take your kid. That's what CPS needs to get like help. The people come to understand. Unfortunately, CPS now is here to take your kid. They have no other. Their first mind is to take the kid and then see if they should return the kid. They don't come into the house and be there for the family. And if they have to, then take the kid. All right, they got it completely wrong. And I do think, I mean, you should have some compassion and sympathy and empathy for the people that you deal with. Um, but just because I understand and I feel for you and what you're going through doesn't mean that's an excuse. It doesn't mean I'm going to look past certain things. But I'm going to be real with you. I'm here to help you keep your family together. All right? I'm here to help you. I'm here to build a trust bond with the parent, but I'm here to be a safety net for the kid. My first priority is to keep you guys together, though. All right, that is what I want, and that's what I don't think. Man, whether CPS workers understand this or not, when you talk to a CPS worker, they feel unhuman. All right, they feel numb. It doesn't feel like you're talking to a human being that actually cares. Because you can care, but yet still have a job to do. All right, and that's one thing I don't think. That's why I think men are better off suited to be dealing with that kind of shit. Because I can come in here and I can feel for you and what you're going through, but that's not gonna deter my fucking my or it's not gonna like blindside my logical view on what is the best for the kid. And if the best is for the kid to stay home, then great. Another family stays together. I don't have to destroy a family. I don't have to rip a kid away from their parents. All right, that is awesome. But if I have to, because that's what's best for the kid, and maybe not for good, maybe it's only for a certain amount of time while you guys get your shit together. All right, maybe that's 6 months, maybe that's 3 months, maybe that's a year, maybe it's a little longer. All right, and I think maybe there should be a cap to where, like, or certain things like, I mean, if it's been 5 years and you're not really showing that you care, you're doing half-ass fucking, caring that your kid's not with you, then your case probably will get closed out because your child deserves two adults, not one. Not mom and dad. Okay, they deserve both of them. They deserve two parents that give a shit about them. All right. So then we're gonna give them, and just because the kid gets taken away, and your rights are taken away, does not mean if you still want to see them, or I mean, if by chance later on, the kid that's adopted wants to know who the fuck their parents are, they can come and meet you, you know, and I mean, or you can just be a dick and say no, I don't want them to know where I'm at. I mean, I don't know why you would, but that also goes a lot of other political fucking shit. I don't understand why women are like want abortions. I don't get it. I don't care. You guys want to say you're the nurturing, get more compassionate, more caring fucking gender. But look how you act and look how men act. Really look. Use your critical thinking, logical fucking thought process to break down how men act in life and how women act in life. All right, and please really think when you're saying that women are the more compassionate, nurturing. All right, really think about it. But I mean, that's why I think there's a two-man team. You can have the man and woman go in there. The man takes the lead. Um, I mean, the if there is a if there is no if there's just a single mom, then the CPS can go in there as a family lifeline to help her, get on her feet, and all that. Which that part right there kind of brings into my other part with the hospital and all that, because they have CPS workers that are there and nurses and anybody that works in those kind of fields. They're mandatory reporters, so they're everybody that works in the hospital, nursing home, caregivers, daycares. They're all mandatory reporters. They all have that duty that they if they see something that's suspicious or this or that, they have to call and make a report. Um, for the good of the child, the cover their own ass, cover the company's ass, for the good of the kid, all of that. All right, it's not really anything personal per se. You got some big dicking people out there, but what was I saying? I can't remember what I was saying, but yeah, mandatory reporters. Oh, it has to do with the hospitals and maybe your first kid, at least maybe just them, maybe not your second or third or fourth or fifth, but at least maybe your first up to your third kid. After you have the kid, I do think you should go through um, mandatory counseling. It's like and it's a little bit like anger management, but it's not just dealing with anger. It's dealing with the baby blues that women go through and the emotions and all that. And but women also need a therapist that they can be real with and not worried about looking at being crazy. Because when your emotions are all out of whack and your chemicals are all out of balance, all right, you get into baby blues and you need help regulating, your emotions so you can go back to a steady fucking level. All right, that's all. But when you're dealing with women, especially women that are erratic already, with emotions and chemicals are all out of balance, on top of that, whether your life is together or not, and that means if you have a man or not, do you have support with your family? All right, if you're a single parent with no husband and your family's the shit, it could be worse. All right, but I think for the first kid at least, you should go through counseling to help you regulate your emotions and get back into a level head. Um, and I think they should, or organizations. I mean, there is I think there should be organization out there for single parents. I don't think we should. I think we should. One, that's another thing. I think we should stop dividing shit. There's organizations in the government that's helping, you know, single moms. Not really for single dads, but single dads don't. They don't really need the help, but it'd be nice to have a little bit of help. All right, and we're not gonna ask for help. Okay, guys, we're not good at asking for help. All right, so even though we want help, we're not good at asking for help. Um, but I think I think any organizations that has to do with kids and family, I think should there's Boys and Girls Club that has a daddy's group in there, and then there's PCAP that helps single moms, but technically families, but they mainly focus around single moms. And I don't think you should divide them. I think you should have both organizations um, working together to build a strong union, a strong family, a strong community, a strong circle. All right. Unfortunately, as much as people don't want to admit it, I mean, dads are better parents than single moms. All right, single dads are better, parents than single moms. That's just facts. Get the fuck over it. Um, but men are not looking to be parents by themselves. Most, and no offense, but seeing that men risk the most, yeah, you guys risk the most when you're finding a man getting pregnant by him. All right, and then you have to give up those 9 months, of your body. They'll have to get trashed for a kid and all that. But that's it. All right, man, takes care of you, gets with you, takes care of the kid, get marries, all that. You, if you're not, okay, if women were leaving because he's cheating and all that shit or that, then I mean, and you guys are religious, all right, then I can somewhat understand. You take him to the cleaners when you go to court, all right, but that's not even the prime three reasons why women divorce. And women, and the courts also definitely need to get this to their head, and women need to understand that the court system is using you, all right, as a tool to get at men and destroy men so they can get to the kids and manipulate them. All right, you are just a means to an end, ladies, to get to us. And once they destroy us, they can get to the family, which is the future, which our kids are. All right, but the women also need to understand the kid is not just yours. All right, especially if you're in a relationship and you've been with somebody for years and you get pregnant and all that. All right, if it's a one night stand, that might be a little bit different. All right, which I already think they're already going at it a little bit differently. I mean, if you have a one night stand, then he might not have so much say. All right, and what you do and what and that. But if you're in a relationship and you guys were having sex and being a family, and you guys begin to start to make your own family, like in a nutshell, women need to understand the kid is not just fucking yours. It takes two to have that kid and make that kid. The kid has two genetic markers from their father and from their mother. All right. And that's what the courts need to understand is like, is I mean, I do believe in Pearl. I mean, they don't look at evidence, because I had plenty of evidence when we were going to court. All right, to prove that that I would want these text messages that I had looked over by a psychologist, and I would like to talk to them on behalf of me to help me go through what I'm thinking and dealing with, and feeling, what I'm dealing with. And if by chance the psychologist agrees with me, then I think that's grounds to demand my ex go through counseling, couples counseling, and anger management and or emotional management, whatever you want to call it, that her and her girlfriend go through. But courts, especially family courts, are not here for evidence. All right, the evidence does not help your case in family court. Um, I'm trying to. I mean, I got a caseworker, or a CPS or DCYF caseworker, pretty much tell me, her thought process on my ex. And I've already called, and once our CPS case and DCYF case got closed out, I knew was how it was gonna happen. All right, I called it. All right, but they don't listen to men. All right, and that's the problem and that's one of the reasons why I have a problem with the feminist movement, and all, because I think one of the biggest things that has destroyed our system is the feminist movement. Allowing women to have their own thoughts is not a good thing. All right, and it's not been beneficial for society. All right, you guys don't make good decisions. You guys are led by your hearts, and that's sweet. All right, but you guys are the epitome and the prime example on your kindness being your weakness. All right, being you are so naive and gullible and easily to play the strings to make you feel a certain way. And if you feel a certain way, you will vote a certain way because you don't really think with your head. You ladies think with your heart, and that's beautiful. But it's not beneficial for society. It's really easy to play somebody. Um, Men play for the long game, play for logic and all that. How what the best outcome for it. All right, not how it makes me feel. Like how it makes me feel is irrelevant. That does it benefit me? Is it a liability or what's the other word? Is it a benefit or a liability? Does it help me get to my next step? Does it help me in my future? Does it help me in my family? All right, I don't care how I feel about it. That doesn't matter. All right, is it gonna help me? Is it good or bad? You know, that's how men work. All right, so like when we see stories about puppies being in cages and just being this and all that, or starving kid in Africa, like we don't get pushed by that. Um, I mean, yeah, we feel, and it goes on the same problem. So just because we say fuck your feelings, it doesn't mean we don't care about your feelings. It just says fuck your feelings. It has no logical grounding here. Um, we also look at those videos do bother us. I mean, it just doesn't affect us the way it affects you ladies. And I mean that's why I agree with Pearl and a lot of people. I think revoke the 19th. Um, Take with a vote. And people want to go out admiring Gaines from Fresh or Fit and think he's an asshole and all that. He thinks that women's votes should equal up half of a man's vote. I think it should take 4 women to make one guy's vote. So I think your vote should be only equal up to 25% of my vote. So if he's an asshole, then what the fuck does that make me? All right. Um, but yeah, I mean, kind of like these are the thought process that goes on. And yeah, I think that's "Make America Great Again." That's what I'm gonna title this one. Um, I mean, I think Trump is better than Biden, but I don't care for either one of them. I don't think either one of them is a president we need. I do think, but obviously Trump is better, than Biden. Creepy grandpa, fucking pedophile looking ass that has dementia and can't fucking form a fucking full sentence. And Trump's 10 years younger than him, all right? Not much, but I mean, that's 10 years younger than him, all right? And he's a lot sharper, a lot quicker. Um, he's definitely a man's man, has locker talk, but knows how to carry himself in public. I think all this shit with him is fucking a joke. Because, like, I thought Joe Biden, he had classified documents in his house in the trunk in the garage while he wasn't even president. So he wasn't even allowed those classified documents. You know, so like as much as Trump might not been have allowed to take them out of a certain area, he was allowed to declassify them and see them and all that. I mean, so like all I'm pretty much getting at is if you have to like uh prosecute fucking Trump, then you better get on like the whole government. Everybody in the government it has is guilty. Um, Nobody's found out what the cabinet of coke in the White House. Hillary's emails, Hunter's laptop. Um, I mean, there's just so much. Like our government is a joke. Like seriously. Like I mean, I can't stand America. I think America is a shithole. But compared to everywhere else, it's a pretty nice shithole. I love the Constitution. I love the values that America holds. And I wish we would make America great again. And I wish we can get a president in the White House that's of the people and for the people. That can whip the government in its place. I mean, put them in their place. I have no problem with the paycheck per se with the government. Um, but taxpayers are also paying government fund. Like we're paying the government, we're paying the president 400,000 out of taxpayer money to run the country, but yet, we are treated like we're second class citizen compared to the government. Like we're the immigrants. On top of, don't give me a start the immigrant fucking shit. Like the border, like Texas fucking being sued or taken to court by the government because they won't take it on the wall. But yet, instead of like going after Texas for the wall, why don't you just help them? Because that's what you're supposed to be doing. 35 minutes. But I think we'll just end that now. This one will be Make America Great Again.